What's up, y'all? Season 6, episode 12, Black Ink Crew, Book of Genesis. Now listen, I'm not gonna go scene by scene from top to bottom of the episode because I don't want to. I just want to talk about the shit that stood out that we all want to talk about for real, which is, first of all, this damn baby that Nikki done just had. Okay, so first we were, excuse me y'all, first we were skeptical about her even being pregnant, but from the episode we see clearly that she was pregnant and she did have the baby. But okay, so this is the thing. My issue ain't necessarily so much with Richard Duncan, okay? Because them damn drugs and alcohol clearly done ate up his fucking brain, okay? Because I just can't understand his rationale for the way he is acting with Nikki, about talking about the love he has for her and their bond and all of this shit. But we'll get to that in a minute. But my issue is that Nikki is, first of all, we know she be lying, and Sky said that, like, she be lying, and we know that. But then the fact that how she acted in the last episode with the whole calling him from states away, talking about she was in pain and scared she was gonna have a baby. Okay, whatever. But here we go with this episode. Oh shit, breaks his neck to get back down there to her, and he, you know, he goes in and she still, excuse me, my steering wheel, and she's still sitting there looking all sad and shit, and looking like, you know, she looked like she want sympathy from Richard, okay? And I can't help but get this out of my mind that she pulled that whole stunt just to get Richard to come back. Because if you could go a whole fucking 8 months without telling your baby daddy that you pregnant, and then all of a sudden now that you're in distress, you hitting him up on the hotline, bling bling, talking about, oh, come for me, come get me, come be with me, come love on me, hug me, I'm so scared. Bitch! Child, please. Ain't nobody got time for that shit. Well, okay, so what was you doing the whole 8 months you was pregnant and you ain't talked to Richard? You ain't need him throughout them 8 months for no reason? I mean, and for real, I think she is manipulating him because she knows that he will come at when she calls, because we've seen it happen before. So, and something else, you know, and when he got there, he was all glowing and, you know, happy to see her and relieved that she was okay and all of that. That's cool. But then, you know, for him to, when they was in the hospital, for him to say, once the baby was born, to say, now that we have this beautiful baby together, I know, and I'm paraphrasing, this ain't his exact words, but he said something to the effect of, now that we have this beautiful baby together, I know we can make it work. Bitch, in what world? In what world? That's some flawed logic for your ass. Now, I mean, ain't no baby gonna make y'all work. And that's just the bottom line of that shit. Having a baby on top of some bullshit, which their marriage, their relationship, all that shit is some bullshit. Putting a baby in the mix, that's just gonna complicate shit. And why would you want to be in this serious life situation with a chick that basically just lied about her identity and who she is, lied about the baby that she had, the second baby that she had, because remember the nanny came through last season and with the pictures and all of that shit. So that boy, them drugs done something to him. Seriously, he wasn't quite rap tight to begin with, and then he got on them drugs and that alcohol, and I just think that shit permanently messed up his mind. And then when they were also in the hospital, because for real, I don't think that baby belongs to oh shit Duncan. I just don't think the baby is his. It could be not, but just from the way Nikki treats life situations, I don't think, I think there's a strong possibility that might not be oh shit Duncan's baby. Okay, so we gonna need to take care of that very soon. And when they was in the hospital, Nikki was like, oh, she has your big lips. Why you signifying in the hospital? Like, I don't, if you, maybe it was just the emotions of the moment, and I'm just looking at it being judgmental toward Nikki and oh shit. But I mean, if I know, it ain't no question about who my baby daddy is. Okay, so I ain't about to be in the hospital pointing out just because I can, oh yeah, she yours because she got your lips. I might be wrong and whatever, but I just don't trust that. I don't trust that hoe. I don't trust that hoe. Don't trust her. I don't trust her. And I don't know why Richard trusts her. So anyway, moving on from them two dingbats, let's talk about that damn Walt went on a date with the chick, I forgot her name, Jada's friend. It was a cute little comedic moment in the show. She brings her turtle on a date and Walt is like, oh my god, she's crazy, she's a little off. I don't, that's just a little weird to me, to bring a turtle on your date and say the turtle is sick and she didn't have a babysitter. So, but the girl's real cute and everything, and they seem to have been having a good time, and Walt is just comedy anyway, so he took that shit with a grain of salt basically and was like, yeah, you cute and everything, but no, don't fucking put your lips on me after you just kissed that fucking turtle. That shit is dirty. And he rolled out. She went to the bathroom, I believe, and he left after he took the joint on the pool table that you use to rack the balls, and he put it put it around the turtle so the turtle wouldn't fall, and left the turtle a drink and was like, I'm out. So that was cute. And where was Tati? I didn't see Tati. Her scraggling ass was hanging on up until last episode. She was still at the shopping shit, but I didn't see her this go round. So where was she at? I wonder what's up with her. What else? Caesar, Sky, and Genesis. Okay. Caesar at one point really wasn't my favorite person. When he was with Duchess and shit, I was like, I'm just not here for Caesar. But I've seen the growth in Caesar over the years, like especially once his relationship ended with Duchess. I just see now how he's really come into his own as a businessman, business owner, and I appreciate how he has a better relationship with his baby mother, and I see him a lot on IG with his daughter and stuff, so that's cool. But really what put an extra stamp on it for me was last night's episode and how he approached Genesis. Okay, we know Genesis is very angry, okay, and he's still angry, and I think when he was confronted by his mom, it just spun out of control, because she's the one he's mad at. So by C's sitting down talking to him, it kind of provided that buffer, you know what I mean? He's still mad, but it provided that buffer to where Genesis didn't feel like all that rage just had he had to explode in that moment, because C's did what a lot of adults fail to do when it comes to children, is to acknowledge their pain, and to he was like, yeah, I'm not saying you wrong, and I'm not saying your mom is perfect, but we gotta just start somewhere, basically, is what he was telling Genesis. And Genesis was hurt, and I really think the hurt is what the root of that anger is, because Genesis was in jail and he was like, I'm watching this shit, I'm on 23-1, I'm locked down 23 hours, and I'm 23 hours a day with 1 hour to be out of my cell, and while I'm going through this, I'm watching her on TV getting titties, asses, and pussies, and she can't take the time out to talk to me. She walked away from me without a second thought. And you have to understand, from Genesis' perspective, that's the only perspective he has. He was a kid when she left, so he doesn't know, and he wasn't old enough to understand the circumstances for why Sky had to do what she did as far as giving him up for adoption. But C's brought that to the situation by being the intermediary, and being, that person on the outside who can say, listen, I know you hurting, and you're not wrong for being hurt, but I want you to understand that your mom, she did everything she did to get to the day that she can meet y'all again, and she had reasons for doing what she did. Okay, so shout out to Caesar. That was real cool. That was real dope. And I was so in it. Like I damn near teared up, because reality TV is straight up fuckery pretty much all the time. Reality TV, especially Black Ink Crew. But to see this happen and deal with real shit, real issues that go on so often in our homes, in our communities, that get ignored, and get kind of dismissed all the time, for it to be addressed on Black Ink Crew like this, and for that show to have the reach that it does. I just hope that somebody in a household somewhere that watches that show, even minus the entertainment aspect of the show, I hope somebody was able to watch that and maybe just get like a glimmer of hope for their situation, for whatever it is that they're going through. Even if it's not that same exact situation with Sky and her sons, it might be something to that effect. It might be a situation where a kid is dealing with that type of anger and that type of hurt, and they see that it's possible that somebody will listen to them. I don't know, and we're not going to get into this because we talked about it enough already, but when I saw the episode last night about Genesis, and I saw the pain in him, it made me think about Kamaya from the Iyanla episode. Although it's two totally different situations, it's still a young person hurting because of some shit that they didn't have no control over. You know what I'm saying? And somebody trying to be that intermediary. So that's that. So and Genesis is a handsome young man. He looks just like Sky. And Caesar said that he was like, man, I look like I'm looking at your mom's. But Genesis had to make it clear, nah, you looking at Genesis. And that's that disassociation, you know, because that's what happens a lot of times too, is like we stay angry because we disassociate with those feelings and we suppress those feelings. That disassociation is what lends itself to the suppression, and then the suppression, because the suppression makes you angry. Okay, I'm not no psych doctor, nothing like that, but I like to study. I love to read and study human behavior. So, you know, I just and two, from just living life, you know, you study, you learn about human behavior. So yeah, y'all, if I'm leaving anything out, which I'm sure I am, just put it down in the comments. Let's chop it up down there. And one last thing, Bae talking about she want to get married in 2 weeks. Girl, come on now, Bae. She was trying to hurry up and do it because she didn't want to be she called fat bride. But yeah, when you pregnant, that's not fat, that's being pregnant. I don't get that shit. And then, Bae, like, he loves you. He love you. He gonna marry you. So why not just have the baby and then get married? What's wrong with that? Why not just have the baby and then get married? You know what I'm saying? You love Rob. He love you. He say he want this forever. You want this forever. So what's the rush? Like, don't add that extra stress trying to put a wedding together in 2 fucking weeks. Girl, is you crazy? No. And probably if you was to do that, you might regret it for real, because you trying on wedding gowns, so clearly you want the traditional big wedding like Rob was saying. But for you to get a dress, a venue, flower arrangements, your whole wedding party situated, invitations sent out, you know, get your family and everything. Your mom's is in Seoul, South Korea. How you gonna do all that in 2 weeks, Bae? Come on, Bae. Come on, Bae. Come on back. Come on back. So, and Rob and Bae at first was adamant about, oh, Rob gonna do anything I want him to do, so it's gonna be good. And no, Rob was like, no, I love you and everything, but we not getting married in 2 weeks. So just wait, you know, enjoy your pregnancy, have your baby, you know, wait a little while after the baby born, you know what I'm saying, and then have your wedding. Like, you could be doing some planning along the way, or whatever, but just don't add that stress, because I'm gonna tell you one thing about pregnancy. Regardless of my circumstances, when I was pregnant, that was the best time in my life, aside from like certain periods in my childhood. So as an adult, being pregnant with my daughter, carrying my daughter, and getting to know my daughter while I was carrying her, that was the best time ever in my life. And I couldn't imagine just adding no stress of a wedding, trying to do that shit in 2 weeks. And you still early in your pregnancy. When this episode was shot, you was like real early in your pregnancy. So it's more high risk at that point when you start adding stress and shit. So I'm glad they squashed that, you know, and I'm looking forward to her wedding, like her IG and everything. I'll be watching her IG. I like Bay. I like Bay a whole lot. So I think that's it, y'all. Like I said before, if I left anything out, leave it down in the comments. And yeah, y'all, it is Friday. We made it to Friday, and I want to thank y'all again for tuning in, subscribing, watching my videos, leaving comments. I'm gonna always thank y'all for that, because that's some cool ass that's some cool ass shit. So anyway, y'all, I'm gonna get off of here, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Y'all have a good day and weekend, and I will see y'all next time.